here at Luestro Combat Academy, and a man that was just standing around. Cody Haddon, mate. First of all, thanks for taking the time to have a chat. The last time we saw you, you were about to fight for a belt at Hex against Sean Gauci. Had pulled out due to injury. How are the injuries going?
I'm actually feeling really good now. Like, surprisingly, the start of the year I was under the weather with a few injuries, hurt my rib, had to pull out from the Gauci fight, went back to training, actually suffered a concussion in the gym. So I was out for another 30 days, you know, looking after it. But now I've been training solidly for about 4 to 5 weeks. And yeah, I'm feeling good now. Pretty much injury free. Everything's all good. Hopefully I get it back in there soon.
Is there a fight on the horizon?
Well, the thing is by the time I came good to actually look for a fight, everyone had already been matched up. So like the Hex card was already matched up, this Perth card was already matched up. But hey, if there's a pullout on this Perth card coming up, I'd love to jump in, mate.
Well, I mean, because you got Rod Costar's the Eternal Bantamweight champion. He's going for the featherweight champion, the featherweight belt. I can assume that as a bantamweight, you're like, hey man, there's some bantamweights over here. Does that fight obviously interest you?
Oh, 100%. You know, the Rod Costa fight's going to happen. Everyone knows that the Rod Costa fight's going to happen. That's going to happen soon. I'd say probably going to happen by the end of this year, or if not early next year. But yeah, him going up to featherweight, like, I don't really care, to be honest. He's already fought the guy. Like, yeah, I honestly don't care what happens in that fight. He's going to have to defend his bantamweight belt eventually. And who else is there but me to step into fight?
Now, you do say who else is there. We saw on Hex in the bantamweight division, of course, you've got Gauci, who I believe doesn't want to fight until November. We then had Colby Thickness had to pull out. He'll be out for a little while with an intercostal injury, who is basically the other version of you, extremely talented but suffering with injuries. Did you catch the fight with Emrahan Hekimoglu?
No, I didn't watch the fight, but I like the guy, man. He's look, he's game, and he, you know, carries on. He carries a lot of hype. Yeah, I like the guy, man, and I know he's game. So, I mean, eventually he'll probably take the fight with me also. So, yeah, I would like to get in there with him. To be honest, man, anyone. I need a fight, and I'm feeling good. I want to fight at least three times by the end of this year. I know the first half hasn't been, you know, all like smooth sailing. I've been injured and stuff like that, but now I'm ready to go. And if I can string 3 fights together by the end of the year, that'd be perfect. Like, honestly, anyone at the moment, bantamweight, I'm ready to go.
So you done at flyweight?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I don't think I'm going back to flyweight. Nah.
And you wouldn't take a fight going up to feather either?
Nah, no way. Look, I'm not interested in flyweight or featherweight division. Like, I'm too small for a featherweight. To be honest, I'm a small bantamweight. Like, I really don't cut like that much to make bantamweight. I walk around about 66, 67 kilos, you know, so bantamweight is, yeah, it's still a cut for me, but yeah, it's not a super drastic cut. Flyweight was just way too much, man, and I want to have longevity in this sport. Even though I've been training a long time already, I haven't had a ton of fights yet in MMA, but I've been training as a martial artist for a very long time, and obviously going to flyweight is a bit detrimental to my health, and I want to be able to keep fighting for at least another 10 years. So, yeah, I'm going to stick at bantamweight.
So if the UFC came and said, we want you to fight at fly?
Oh, yeah, I'd probably cut off my leg and do it, yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Now,
the UFC's the exception. Anything for that, yeah.
Now, your biggest nemesis and your arch rival has actually been injuries. Now, you've been at this for 15 years. Since you were a child, obviously, your amateur boxing pedigree, your pan packs with your jiu-jitsu. You've just been at a high level for so long. Have you actually changed anything in how you train to perhaps mitigate injuries?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like, I used to be a bit of I still am probably a bit of an overtrainer. But as I'm getting older, I realize that, you know, when you're younger, you can kind of hammer your body and there's not too much detriment. But as I am getting a bit older, I am starting to get a bit more injured and fragile with everything I'm doing. So now I'm bigger on recovery. I make sure, like, I've actually got an ice bath at home. So every day I'm like jumping in the ice bath, making sure I'm sleeping 10 hours a night. Just basic things like that I wasn't doing as well. Like, when I was in the gym, I was training well, but outside of the gym, like, things like I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was probably working too much, you know, like, now I've just kind of realized that, like, I got to taper back a bit and just really focus on my recovery and stuff like that. And yeah, now I'm just not overtraining, to be honest. Like, I already know how to fight. I just need to get to the fight. I already know how to fight. So I've always been fit. I never let myself get unfit. Even when I'm injured, I'm still doing some form of cardio. My cardio is always good when I come back to the gym. It's just a matter of like managing and not overdoing it. Because I have the experience, and like I said, I know how to fight already.
And I'm going to take you to obviously your teammate fighting June 10th against Blake Donnelly for the lightweight championship. What have we seen differently in Quill in this camp and heading into the fight? It's crazy because like he's only been doing MMA for, I think I could be wrong, but 4 years or something like that, 4 or 4.5 years, something like 5 years.
5 years now, but man, like every single time he fights, like even in the gym, he gets so much better. Like he is just like getting better every single time. The Quillen you seen last time, you're going to see a better version this time. I don't think there's any lightweight, honestly, in the country that can hang with him. He's going to blitz through Donnelly. I'm sorry, Donnelly. Like, good guy, but I'm sorry. He's going to blitz through you. He's going to blitz through everyone in the country, man. Like, it's his time now. And I think, people saying like, oh, he shouldn't be in there yet, or, maybe is it too early? Like, fuck all that, honestly. Like, you're going to see the level that he's at on, June 10th.
We go from one teammate to a former teammate on the card, Aaron McConnell stepping back in. Mate, thoughts on his return? Obviously, he had such a hype to his career. He's even beaten Tom Nolan, the only guy who is eventually going to end up on Dana White Contender Series, 5-0 as a pro. Aaron McConnell, your former teammate at Karinga, you're seeing him back in the cage. Can you talk us through his development?
So I haven't been down to train with him or anything like that. We are still very good friends.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're still close?
I've known him for a long time. We used to box back in the day together, him and his brother. Like, I'm still really good friends with him. Obviously, I do most of my training now, like, down here at Louis Stroh Combat, so I don't spend any time up there with them guys. But, man, to be honest, I'm actually so happy for him that he's actually stepping back in there because he had a baby. So I think he was a bit occupied with all of that. And he was living down south, I believe, in Margaret River or something like that. So he's actually moved back up here to pursue his MMA, which I'm so happy for him because he has such potential in this sport, and I really hope he does well. Excited. His opponent's good. It's going to be a really good fight. But Aaron, he's got that dog in him, man. So, like, I don't know. I think that just with the amateur boxing experience, it really does, like, carry over to MMA very well, they're able to like take the shots a bit better, and they're able to give it a bit better too. So I think it'll be a great fight. Can't wait to see it back in there.
And can we get a prediction for not just Quill and Salkilld taking on Blake Donnelly, but also, I know you said you don't care about it, but also the featherweight championship where the Eternal MMA bantamweight champion Rod Costa is taking on Justin Van Heerden. Can I get 2 predictions for those?
It's interesting. I haven't had too much time to think about what's actually going to happen in that fight. It seems like Van Heerden has improved a little bit, and Rod as well. He's actually improved a bit as well. But to be honest, I think even Rod said it himself. The fight, like, to be honest, they both haven't changed too much. Like, their game is very similar. I think obviously everyone knows like. Van Heerden's dangerous on the ground, but will he want to actually go to the ground with Rod? I mean, Rod's amazing on the ground. Does he actually want to do that? So could it be another stand-up fight? Honestly, man, I actually don't know. If I had to pick one, I might be leaning towards Rod winning that fight. Why? Just because of the fact he's done it once before, and I think once you've beat someone once, you have that mental ability, like in your mind, you know that you can do it once. That's always going to be in the back of their mind.
So just quickly, who would win out of a fight between you and Stephen Erceg?
I'm not answering that. He's my friend.
Well, actually, I did see that you guys are training together. What's that been like?
Yeah. It's great, man. Like, Steve, like like every time we spar, it's honestly like our fight. Everyone's like clapping. So, man, I love helping him out, and I get really good work from it, and we both just push each other. But But yeah, man, yeah, it's so hard. I get anxious going there to sparring because I know how hard it's gonna be. You know, I'm like, after sparring him, I'm fucked. I'm on the couch, bro, just for the rest of the day. But yeah, I haven't. I did a bit of sparring with him when he was gonna go for that fight. I don't know what happened there. It got cancelled or whatever, or postponed. But yeah, man, like, yeah, he's great as well. Like, I love being able to help him, and vice versa. When I'm training for a fight, he will also step in and help me also. So that sparring is like, it's hard because I've always been training with guys bigger than me just because I'm quite small. So to actually have someone like similar size, you know, like even though he fights at flyweight, he really only you know, walks around at like a couple kilos or a kilo like under what I walk around at. So when we spar, we're pretty similar weight anyway. So it's good having that speed adjustment. Whereas normally when I'm sparring guys, I'm the faster guy because I'm a bit smaller. So having someone that's even equally as fast as me, if not faster than me, is really good for me as well. So we honestly just bounce off each other, and I love being able to help him out.
Awesome. And just to finish that off, Blake Donnelly, Salkilld, give me your prediction and how.
I think Quillen gets it done, man. It'd
be weird because he's sitting over there.
I think in the championship rounds, man, he gets it done, man. I think that Quillen's cardio is so good, and I just think that I don't think anyone can hit. Quill's good everywhere, and I just think that he's going to suck the gas tank, and by the fourth round, by the third and fourth round, he's going to start to like take over massively and finish the guy, I think. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Haddon, thank you for taking the time, mate. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. Appreciate it.